Hey there, I have a new video series that I'm starting called Online Comic Book Store Reviews, and it's a little bit of a summarized version of what I've been doing with my unboxing videos and some of my screening videos. And I realized kind of looking back on them, some of those can get a little bit long, and I wanted to create some shorter, more concise videos that really kind of represent the end result of buying from a particular store, especially if the orders are rather large. So this, first one that comes to mind that I'm going to go through today is my pre-order and FOC subscription from Things from Another World. And I have an order that I think I received back in mid-August that I'm going through. And there's some interesting books there that I pre-ordered that have caught some attention and increased in value, and want to show some of the outliers of the conditions, and then how the overall grade, if you will, of the order affects the store's overall order in my master ledger. So I want to show you some of the books that I got, and then kind of break down the grades and some of the particulars around how I categorize and track these without going through and screening every book. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the order. As you could see, it's been cataloged, it's been screened, graded, put into Go Collect and Cover Price like I normally would in my screening videos. So if you haven't seen one of those yet, I definitely recommend checking that out, just in terms of seeing how I organize these and listening to my explanation. But my master catalog of my comic book collection lies here within this Google Sheet. I have everything here from this order, and these are all the books that I received and graded, and I assigned my grade. And overall, this is a 35 book order. Again, this came in a I'd say medium-sized box that I opened. It was packaged very well. And the average grade across these 35 books was 9.63, and 60% of the 35 books were screened and assigned by me as a 9.8. And so if we look at the ledger stats overall for Things from Another World here on row 6, we'll see that this actually was higher than normal in terms of the percentage of books that I would get as a 9.8. I currently have Things from Another World sitting at just a touch over 53%. And we could see the 9.63 average grade is just above their overall average of 9.6252. If you round up, it is 9.63. So I would say this order was pretty typical of a subscription order that you get from Things from Another World. The box came with those packing peanuts and so on. But here in sort of my comic book store standings, they're pretty much locked in here as second overall in terms of quality books. So even though their stats were very, very good for this order, it didn't really increase their numbers, or improve them, I should say, very much, just because they're already very high overall here. So I wanted to go through some of these that I got. It was very interesting, and kind of talk about why I go through and I pre-order. So if we go back and look at the books themselves here, I wanted to point out some. This was an interesting one. This is Batman 89. This is the Joe Quinones design variant. And this one is a 1 in 25. And I was able to get this one from Things from Another World. And this one I assigned a 9.8. So this is a really, really cool looking cover. That Batman movie, the Tim Burton original, was one of the first superhero movies that I saw in the theater. I saw the original Superman at home on, dare I say, VHS, but I remember being in the theater for one of the very first screenings of Batman, and was just blown away. So it was fun to kind of invest a little bit in that 1 in 25. This is the standard cover, Batman 89. The only books that I got a couple of, you'll see these here. I didn't go through, this was not one of those orders where I speculated a lot and got multiple copies of a single book. There were only 2 books that I got 2 issues of. So these are all just single copies. This is another Batman related book that I pre-ordered. I ended up getting the J.N. Coletto variant, and then also the standard cover A. And this is Batman Urban Legends #6. And if you remember, this was the issue that talked about Tim Drake coming out as bisexual, and it got a lot of attention in the media and picked up some heat. And the cover price, I think fair market value right now was somewhere $43, something like that. However, luckily for me, I screened both of these in a 9.8 as well. So I really lucked out with these two in particular. And I remember when this book came out, I was thinking to myself, oh, I missed on that one. I whiffed. And then sure enough, I opened one of the older pre-order subscription deliveries that I had sitting here in my comic cave. And sure enough, there it was. So happy to have these as well in that high grade. Some other standard books, Future State, Gotham, Simone DeMeo covers. I got those two. Hellions #14, In-Hyuk Lee. Immortal Hulk 49, one issue, the penultimate issue of this series. And I'm just curious, we'll see over time if the fact that Joe Bennett did the art, if that's going to hurt the series overall in terms of collectability and longevity, or if anyone will remember or care. We'll see what happens with that. Porcelain #1. Now this was interesting because this was the book that got the lowest grade, and I'll take it out of the bag and board here just to show you. So just kind of, this will happen every so often. There was no real impact damage, but you could see here really nasty color break, dents and ticks here in the spine. 3 really bad, along with some folding here. So again, I'm not going to screen the whole book or the whole order here, I should say, but definitely some problem there. And I ended up giving this book an 8. Looking at it again, the rest of the book was fine, but those 3 color breaking ticks on a black cover are so severe that I almost wanted to knock it down to a 7. But I ended up giving it an 8.0, and I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I have some other porcelain books somewhere, so again, not heartbroken that one didn't come in as a 9.8, but that was the lowest grade. I also got the Me You Love Me in the Dark. This was one I did pick up 2 copies of cover A, and then I got the Things from Another World store variant, which again came in for me at a 9.8. This one also, I was surprised to see that this one had some additional value beyond cover price. So that was exciting there. Both of these, let's see what they got. 9.8 and 9.6. So the one on the top was the 9.6. And it was almost another 9.8 for me, but there was just a little bit of a dent or a welling here near the spine. I think there was a spine tick somewhere in here as well. Whereas the one I gave a 9.8 was really crispy. So the problem that I'm having with these orders is I'm getting behind in going through them, and that's why I'm trying to create a little bit of a shorter video rather than screening every book along with you. I'll still have those videos, but I wanted to do something like this just to kind of go through the order, show you the grades I got. Certainly if you have questions about the books or the grades that I assigned, or just about the content in general, you can leave a comment below and I'll respond. But I wanted to just go through these and kind of show you what my pre-order looks like, and hopefully this will get me caught up. And so I'm opening and unboxing more recent releases. So you'll see these a little bit being older, by a couple of months here. But still, what's interesting to me is they sat in the box in my comic cave. And some of them in this order, I was quite surprised, like those Urban Legends Batman books, picked up some value here. So Nice House on the Lake, I'm all in on this series, picking up one of each cover A and sometimes a cover B if I like the cover. This is also the 3rd print of issue #1. So this is that cover B of Nice House on the Lake 3. Really great Christian Ward art on this one. Love the colors on that. Not All Robots. I got cover A and B on this from AWA Upshot. The cover A for me got a 9.8. I was shocked to get a 9.8 on that one because the material. I don't know. People make fun of Marvel for their paper quality. AWA is pretty rough. Kind of like Marvel, AWA, and IDW. Those the paper quality on that. Man, I don't know. It's just you're just asking for dings, defects all over the place. Now this book was fun. Again, one that I forgot that I ordered, and when I pre-ordered these, you're talking about a delivery that came in August, so I'm pre-ordering these June, July. So I, forgave myself for not remembering every book that I bought. But this is Shang-Chi number 3, and this is the Michael Cho 1 in 50 variant. And this became popular. I think it was on the cover price top 10 for at least 1 week. Really, really cool cover here with Wolverine and Shang-Chi in the background. Really love this. And this one, unfortunately, I had to give a 9.6. I did give it that pressing indicator. It just was a little bit, I think it was too wavy on the spine. And I think, if I remember right, I'm not going to take this out of the bag and board. There was something along the edge here. I apologize for not. Oh, I think it was down here, right down here in the corner. That little corner ding went through every page, right? So because it went through every page, I couldn't justify a 9.8 on this one. But I think just, maybe even just doing a little bit of spot humidity down there in the corner, it's really not bad. And then letting it kind of press just on that corner would flatten that out nicely, but still in a 9.6 for a 1 in 50. It's not bad. Sinister War number 1. That was the Kyle Newt variant. Didn't like this cover of Bounty Hunters 15, but kind of subscribing to every issue, especially through the War of the Bounty Hunters. This was the time where you could get Stray Dogs additional prints of every issue. So I got 2 copies of the 5th print, I believe, of Stray Dogs number 1. And then one of the blank covers, just in case another sketching or signing opportunity comes up. All 4 of these came in at a 9.8, so I love having that extremely high grade Stray Dogs collection that I have. This one was also interesting. This is War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt. This is the 1 in 25. This also got a 9.8. So I was really happy to give it the hardback treatment there. And new Bounty Hunter speculation on this one. This was another one that I don't know if it was quite double ratio, but it was certainly over the 1 in 25 ratio price. So this one had gone up in value too since I'd had it. This was another one that was interesting. This is a 1 in 10 incentive of High Republic Adventures number 6. We've got Court right here on the cover, but multiple first appearances in here. Cameo of Talbota, first appearance of Leox Gyasi, first appearance of Afi Hollow, and also Geode Space Rock. And this one had jumped in value. I don't know if I pre-ordered the standard cover A in a different order and then later added this one. Again, I'm sort of behind in opening my orders, and I'll catch up and eventually find it. But this was the 1 in 10 that is a key issue now in the High Republic lore and multiple series. So I'm happy to have that one. I got 2 copies of Spirit Rider. I got the cover A and cover B. Really great covers there. This was an interesting one. I had pre-ordered this one. I have plenty of Venom 35, more than I need, frankly, and don't know why I bought so many. But one of the covers I got was the Jock cover. I really liked that one of all of the Venom 35 or 200, the Legacy 200 there of Venom. Anyway, this when I pre-ordered it, it was the second printing of the Jock cover. That's how it came across in the listing, and it came delivered with the Gleason cover. So they switched it at some point, and the second print is selling very well. I think the last sale on eBay was about 45 bucks. So this was another one that I took a chance and pre-ordered and picked up some value. Again, I don't know if people didn't order the second print, and that's why maybe there's a low print run on it, or because of the mix up between Jock and Gleason. I don't know, but not my favorite cover. So I'm gonna have to think about whether or not I'm gonna keep this long term. The Jock cover was my favorite. There were several Art Adams and the collage and all of that. So here was one that just kind of got out of order here in the stack. This is issue number 5. This is the second print of Stray Dogs. This one also got a little bit of a bump there. This one's a really tough black cover. I gave it a 9.8. Really, I mean, almost defect free completely. So really tough book to get in a 9.8. So pretty cool that it made it all the way from from Oregon to my house in a box, in a stack with packing peanuts, and then sitting on other boxes here that I hadn't opened yet. So really glad that that made it in a 9.8. And then this is X-Men number 2. This is the current X-Men series. Great Pepe Larraz art. Just outstanding cover and interiors there. So a really fun order of books. Again, I got really lucky, I think, with some of the incentives that I pre-ordered. They picked up value. They came in as a 9.8. And again, overall, I think it's an order that pretty much kind of, I would say, is in line with, your typical stats and expectations of a pre-order and a subscription order from Things from Another World. And just to be clear, this is that sort of medium size or large size subscription box. They also use a Gemini type mailer for their other store orders. And those, I think, come in a little bit of a lesser quality. For some reason, those typically get a little bit of damage. But these, with the packing peanuts and how they kind of alternate the books, they alternate the covers facing each other, the backboards facing each other, and then upside down to reduce the wear on the spine instead of just stacking them all in the same way. So really happy with this order. I'm a very satisfied TFOG customer. And again, if you have any questions about the stats or grading or anything like that as part of this order or any of my orders, leave a comment below. Also, let me know if this new series works for you. If you do want to see more of the detail, let me know. If you liked sort of this quick hit summary to kind of see the books that I got and see what kind of quality the orders have or the stores have and where they fall overall in my standings, let me know. And I'd like to make the videos more interesting for you. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting, and see you next time. Mortal